Hi, Siobhan Sullivan here with Real Time Real Estate, and it's Monday, so it's time for a wrap up of our Monday morning weekly meetings. Things are on the uptick. In the last week, we have seen the number of listings and sales double from last week. We're still about 50% down year over year from this time last year, but doubled in a week from last week is pretty good. Let's have a look. We had about 84 agents in attendance, and there were 12 listings and about 27 sales.
Okay, very good. Sounds like a good listing. I know, Lori, you competed with lots of people to get that listing, correct?
Yes.
All right, very good. Congratulations. All right.
And like last week, many of these properties are going into contract with multiple interested parties and multiple offers, which keeps the list prices to sale price ratio pretty strong. So things are not selling way below the list price when you have multiple interests. We have to get forms filled out. We have to get permission from the sellers. The buyers have to acknowledge that there's potential risk to them picking some virus up from the COVID-19, and we all have to wear gloves and masks and booties and have hand sanitizers. So, and we're only allowed one agent and two clients who live in the same household. So it could be a mother and a son, as long as they're both living in the same household. All right. So, we had one very interesting, quite a high-end listing in Palo Alto, listed around 7.5, and it sold, closing in 7 days, all cash offer, and just even that, at that high price point, there was another interested buyer. The listing agent let us know that there was an interested buyer, another one floating about, waiting to see what was happening. So we're still seeing some of the high-end moving as well. So it is clear that we are not going to be returning to the old way of doing things for a while. Just following the CDC guidelines, my office manager was saying that he anticipates that we'll be probably conducting these Monday morning meetings via these virtual platforms like Zoom. We're using Blue Jeans at the moment in our office, and he reckons it's going to be right through the summer. If you tuned in to last Mondays, you'll know that there was an upswing in the Seattle housing market. It saw a 17% increase just in the last week, and we are about 3 weeks behind Seattle in terms of the virus and the curve. So it'll be interesting to see whether our market follows suit and we see even more market activity in the coming weeks. Another interesting point was we heard news from one of our local title companies, First American, that almost every single transaction that closed was closing about a week and a half late. So even though we are all trying to adhere to the time frame outlined in the contract, there are unforeseen delays, getting appraisals, the lender paperwork. It just is taking, on average, about 1.5 weeks longer than to close these transactions. So that was interesting. But this is a time when all of you need to be completely vigilant and understand that real estate agents will not be sending financial information, sensitive information about how to transfer funds and wiring instructions. That always is handled now between the client and the title company through encrypted emails. We had our Compass Western Regional Manager join in our meeting this morning, and he was pretty encouraged. It's not just here in the Bay Area that we're seeing an increase in market activity, but pretty much all throughout the states. And his job is to help our sellers and buyers to navigate this new paradigm shift that we find ourselves in, and obviously to help us agents help our buyers and sellers. And we're trying to figure out what is this new normal going to be, and really nobody knows. Facebook has just committed to taking on 10,000 new jobs in engineering and product development. So that will definitely impact the need for more housing around here, right in the heart of the valley. Technology entrepreneurs are busy innovating new technologies to accommodate our new normal. That was pretty much what he said, word for word. And he also told us that Facebook is working on a new platform to conduct video meeting conferences. So we'll have to stay tuned to see how that's going to come about and how it's going to look for Facebook users. So while April got off to a slow start, it's really increased its pace, and it's a good time for sellers to sell. We're seeing things moving pretty quickly, despite the fact that it's so much more difficult to market and show property to buyers. There's still buyers out there. If you're a buyer, it's a good time to buy. You just need to be incredibly secure and confident that your job is going to be safe. That would be my only concern right now for buyers when I chat with them, trying to recommend, is this the right time? A lot of buyers and sellers are asking, what should we do? Should we wait this thing out? I don't see any reason to do so, especially if you're selling with the intention of buying something else on the back end, because the whole country, the whole world is having this concern and worry about what to do. So it really will have affected the whole of the housing market right throughout the country. So you can never get it. Like I've always said, you can't get it on both sides. You can't sell high and buy low. So it's not a bad time to sell, and it's a great time to sell if you're going to be trying to pick something up on the back end of selling. So join me tomorrow for more real-time real estate. It's Tuesday, so we'll be taking a virtual tour, and I'll be showing you the newest available properties on the market in the middle of Silicon Valley. Look forward to seeing you then.